Hello everyone. Let me present to you one of the approaches in reading instruction, which is the linguistic approach. Just by hearing linguistics, I know all of you are familiar with it already. According to the Linguistic Society of America, linguistics is the scientific study of language. Linguists apply the scientific method to conduct formal studies of speech sounds, grammatical structures, and meaning. So before we dig deeper on linguistic approach, let us refresh our understanding on linguistics by answering this pretest. So it is a 5-item multiple choice. All you have to do is choose the correct phrase which refers the given word. So you can put it on your scratch paper and we will have it checked later on the other part of the presentation. All right, so are you ready? To start, we have number 1, syntax. Is it letter A, physical nature of speech? Letter B, effect of situation and language use? Or letter C, sentence structure? Okay. Number 2, phonetics. Is it letter A, use of sound in language? Letter B, physical nature of speech? Or letter C, word formation? Number 3, we have pragmatics. Is it letter A, effect of situation and language use? Or letter B, physical nature of speech? Letter C, meaning of words and how they combine into sentences. All right, number 4, historical linguistics. Is it letter A, how language is implemented in the brain? Or letter B, pure and simple, how language works? Or letter C, how languages got to be the way they are? Number 5, or the last number, we have psycholinguistics. Is it letter A, how language is implemented in the brain? Letter B, pure and simple, how language works? Or letter C, languages got to be the way they are? All right, so this time, first things first, let's have the following objectives on my discussion. So at the end of the discussion, the students must have defined linguistics, identified linguistic approach, applied language approach in your own classroom. Okay, now let us know what is linguistics first. So, linguistics is said to be the study of human language. It is the study of the structure of English language, and its study enables the students to discover how spoken language is set down in writing. The printed symbols or words are viewed as a code, and according to the linguist, breaking the code involves analyzing the basic speech patterns of our language. So linguistics basically includes the following: syntax, or the sentence structure; semantics, the meaning of words and how they are combined into sentences; pragmatics, effect of situation and language use; or carving it up another way, theoretical linguistics, pure and simple, how language works; historical linguistics, how languages got to be the way they are; social linguistics, language and the structure of society; and the next, psycholinguistics, how language is implemented in the brain; applied linguistics, teaching, translation, and others; computational linguistics, computer processing of human language. And the first of the categories, from phonetics to pragmatics, divides up the study of the linguistic system itself. So each category focuses on different level of description and analysis. All right. So let's check. Let's check your pretest. So for number 1, syntax. Is it letter A, B, or C? So the correct answer is letter C, sentence structure. For number 2, phonetics. The correct answer is letter B, physical nature of speech. Number 3, pragmatics. It is A, effect of situation on language use. Number 4, historical linguistics. So it's letter C, how languages got to be the way they are. And last, we have psycholinguistics. It is Letter A, how language is implemented in the brain. So good job, everyone. Now, let's proceed to what is linguistic approach. So using distinctive methods to study human language, cognition, mind, and their relationships is known as the study of linguistics. So linguistic analysis is all about using linguistic knowledge to analyze different language materials. The linguistic approach emphasizes the teaching of the letters of the alphabet as the beginning procedure. To explain, in a linguistic approach, most words presented in reading are phonemically regular and fit a particular pattern. The assumption is that once the underlying system is discovered, it is easier to break code. Thus, the student spends the initial learning period on the smallest letters and learns first how to combine consonants and vowels into almost infinite numbers of 3 and 4 letter words. In order for children to perceive the phoneme graphing or sound site relationship. Since the initial emphasis is on the decoding process, illustrations which usually accompany story text are often omitted in the beginning reading materials. Some linguists feel that illustrations are too distracting to the decoder. Once this process has been mastered, pictures are used and concentration is now placed on the improvement of understanding. Okay, so we have this popular series. So in recent years, several book companies have published linguistic readers. So some of the popular series currently in use are first, the Merrill Linguistic Readers. Second, the Lippincott Basic Readers. Third, the SRA Linguistic Readers. Fourth, the Miami Linguistic Readers. And last, the Harper and Row Linguistic Readers. So let's discuss each of these series. Okay, so let's have first the Lippincott Basic Readers. So its emphasis is on the perception of minimum contrast in words which fit regular spelling patterns. Example, mat and fat, mat and met, and others. Words introduced in the first 4 readers belong to the first major set of spelling patterns. Consonant letter, vowel letter, consonant letter. So what are the materials used? So there is no illustrations first. The content consists of short selections dealing in large portion or proportion with animals. My alphabet book, 6 readers and accompanying workbooks. And for the evaluation, we have informal testing techniques suggested. Next is the Merrill Linguistic Readers. So it focuses on or it introduces short vowel sounds, then selected initial consonant sounds not involving clusters, then demonstrates how letters are brought together by presenting words in lists and then in stories. So irregular words are introduced by cite method. So what about the illustrations and content? So attractive cartoon-like illustration in color, multi-ethnic content employing both realistic and fanciful stories. What about the materials used? It is a pre-primer, readers, accompanying workbooks, phonics guide, and for the evaluation and skills or for mastery is test for skills mastery in teacher's manual. Next is the Miami Linguistic Readers. So it focuses on the presentation of sound symbol correspondences introduced in spelling patterns rather than in terms of individual letter sound correspondences. So language oriented with a usage of natural speech patterns and attention to oral control. So it is in a black and white cartoon-like illustrations. Stories have varied themes, many animal stories typifying problems in moralistic fashion, content cross-cultural. And for the materials, we have 2 big books, readiness book, 15-level books, 5+2 levels accompanying sit work. And for the evaluation, we have informal testing techniques. Now let's have the SRA linguistic readers, or it is the basic reading series. So for the skills development follows consonant vowel, consonant pattern representing one-to-one correspondence between a letter and a sound. So exceptional words introduced by sight method. And for the multi-ethnic illustrations not corresponding to text at the beginning levels, it is content varied. So for the materials, alphabet book, alphabet wall chart, alphabet flashcards, word patterns charts, 6 readers accompanying workbooks, and for the evaluation, 8 specially developed tests and a manual for their use included. And for the last one, we have the Harper and Row linguistic readers. So it focuses on vocabulary, including letters, which represent speech units in a patterned and consistent way, are introduced in a controlled manner. Words including unpatterned speech units introduced by sight method. Attractive multi-ethnic illustrations, content varied and appealing. And for the materials, readiness workbook, 3 pre-primers for readers accompanying workbooks. And for evaluation, we have informal testing techniques suggested. Okay, now that we have all of those reading series, let's have this question for your reflection. So how will you apply the linguistic approach in your own classroom? Okay, so before I end this presentation, I want you to ponder on this line. Reading is essential for those who seek to rise above the ordinary. That is by Jim Rohn. So thank you so much for listening in my discussion and have a good day.